Okay, so tell me about Jellyfish Jive.
Jellyfish Jive is our breakout song. It's our second song on the show, and that was one of the first ones William wrote. And all I said to him was I want to. It's kind of like jazzy, up tempo, swingy number that these jellyfish characters perform. And he wrote this great song called Jellyfish Jive, and it's done this big band sound. It's so great with a lot of brass and saxophone and. It's great, like
and
big band drums.
And the puppets are incredible, especially those little ones that look like Cookie Monster on the bottom.
Oh, the little tube worms. Yeah.
What are they?
They're called tube worms. They're like like the undersea creatures.
Our
puppet kitchen built the puppets were so wonderful. They would the way we worked was I would bring them a sketch of one of the characters. I'm not a great artist, but it'd be like a basic idea of what I saw in my head of the characters, and then they would take it and basically go, yeah, that's great, and do their own thing, which was so much better.
I loved it. Like those little blue creatures on the
worms,
bottom.
Yeah.
You should sell them.
I know.
I'm serious.
Well, we're hoping to have dolls of the characters hopefully this summer. So
that's great because kids would love that.
They love it. It's amazing to see. I mean, that's been the most rewarding thing about the show is watching how kids react to it. And when you write something, I mean, I work with families and entertainment a lot,
right?
And children's entertainment from Giant the Sprites and everything else. But it's you never really know how kids are going to react until you see it, and you can. No matter how much research you've done or how much experience you have, kids are such an honest audience that there's many times where you think something's going to work really well and it doesn't, and then things you never thought would land as well as they do. So they're very honest audience. As adults, we're very polite, we applaud when we're supposed to, and even if we hate something, we smile. And with kids, it's like if they check out, they check out. So it's a good. For me, it's like it's rewarding to see so many kids relate to the show.
Right. I think that you would do really well on marketing some of the. Make dolls of like that pink fish would probably appeal Bubbles to a lot of little girls.
Bubbles, yeah.
Even with the eyelashes that sort of, she has eyelashes.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
You might want to make like a puppet of her.
Oh yeah, we're on it.
Good.
It's in the
You
works.
probably make a lot of money on that because I know I want one and I'm 40 years old.
Well then, you'll get the first one then. We'll ship it off to you first.
But I think little girls would go crazy for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really neat to see like which characters appeal to who and what parts of the show do better than others and what music people like.
The other one too. I mean, all three of them would probably sell well.
People love them. They're very. I mean, they're very simple puppets in the fact that they're not they're just fish, so there's not huge bodies and but their details are so sweet and they're really lovable characters. I mean, I've seen the show probably like 200 times now between everything on the ship and here, and I still get so excited and I still love the characters and I still find that's also because Donna, who did Bubbles, Donna Drake, who's our director, the voice of Bubbles, and
that's Donna Drake?
Yeah, that's Donna.
I know Donna Drake.
Well, that's her.
Yeah,
Donna's
she's
our
wonderful.
director. She directed the show, and she
isn't she friends with Julie Halston? Didn't she write a book with Julie Halston? Maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
I don't think so.
I'm thinking of someone else.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But she's brilliant. She's a good friend of mine, and I asked her if she would do Bubbles for the recording, and she said sure. And it was I'd never worked with her as a voiceover actress, and she did a great job. Michael Sean Lewis, who's also one of our producers, did the baby jellyfish and the little seahorse Ripple. So it's been so cool.
Seahorse was cute. Too.
Yeah, the seahorse was great, and it's great to work with your friends, and it's been great.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm really proud of it.
So people have to go buy tickets.
Yes.
How do they tell people how they can buy tickets?
Well, you can go to telecharge.com.
Right.
And you can look under either Imagination or John Tartaglia's Imagination.
Is it 212-239-6200?
I think you're right.
Okay,
I'm
good.
glad you know that because I don't know. That's good. And then, or you can actually go to our website, which can tell you a lot more about the show. It's www.imaginotionthemusical.com.
Okay.
And it's spelled Imagine. I have to think about this. IMAGIN, no E, OCAN. So Imagination. And that can tell you a lot about the show and the history of it, and there's lots of video of the show and interviews, stuff like that. So.
Right, and how old children-wise? I mean, anywhere from what, 3?
We say like 3 to 10.
3 to 10, okay.
I think that under 3, they'll sit through it, but they may not quite process it as well. And 10 and above, 10 to like 16 is like that age where like kids don't make puppets so much.
Right.
But
because they're like, I'm an adult now.
I'm an adult. Although that being said, we had a 13-year-old boy come the other day with his mom who like flipped over. So I think it depends on like what
the person.
Yeah, but we've also had which has been really surprising and wonderful. We've had a lot of like adults come on their own who just loved it.
Right, I feel that way. I mean,
it's a nice escape. It's like an hour. It's only an hour long. We also scheduled it so like on the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays, you can come there's an 11 o'clock show and a 12 o'clock show, so you can come see that show and then go see a matinee too.
That's great.
So
yeah, that's what I did actually
yeah,
yesterday.
so you did that. Yeah, so it's actually really nice because then it's like, if you're like, oh, I don't want to give up my tickets to this show, but I want to see it, you can come and see the 11 o'clock and be done by 12, go have lunch, and go see a matinee.
That's exactly what I did.
See?
I went and saw your show, had lunch, and then went to see Avenue Q.
See? Perfect. So see, it
worked out really well.
Show to,
it is.
schedule.
And if you have children, it's a must. An absolute must.
I hope so. Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I really love creating for families and to New World Stages is like such a great place to be. And
it is.
We're ironically, as we were talking about before, right across the way from Avenue Q, which is not planned, so that's kind of neat. But yeah,
and it's totally accessible for anyone in a wheelchair.
Yes, that's a big thing too.
Like in the Golden Theater, there was no wheelchair accessible bathroom.
Right.
So anyone in a wheelchair can go there.
Yeah, it's accessible, and we also we have birthday parties as part of the show. You can schedule if you have kids. If you want to do birthday parties, or like we do puppet master classes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we do a lot of cool stuff like that. So we're trying to open it up so people can learn more about the art of puppetry and what goes into the show.
You used to have a puppetry class. I remember I was one of your first puppetry classes.
I know.
It was very demanding, very, very tough. Physically demanding.
It was exhausting, yeah. But you guys were great. But I hope to do that again someday, I think. It was fun. It was very rewarding to teach something I love so much. And I wish I had that when I was learning it, when I was growing up. So.
Are you still doing work with Sesame Street or any of Children's Television Workshop?
I don't do it regularly. I went back, I guess it was almost 2 years ago now. They did a High School Musical parody called Preschool Musical that I did the Zac Efron character for.
Oh.
Which is cool because I had been back like 2 or 3 years when I did that. So that was neat to go back and see everybody. And I still go to a lot of the events and see my friends. And
that's cool.
Yeah, Kevin Clash, who does Elmo on the show, came to opening night with Elmo, which was really fun.
Oh, neat.
So that was cool. And but I miss it. It's weird not to be there.
Right. And you had a television show last year. Is that going to come back?
I don't think so. We're on, ironically, everywhere else except for here. We're on.
That's weird.
Internationally except for here. And
why is that?
Schedule stuff and politics and everything.
Well, boo to them.
Boo to that. Boo to that. No, but it's been great, and I forget because when you do a TV show, it's such a neat thing, but you forget because you're in a studio and you work so hard on it for that many months, and then it kind of goes away. You never see it again. It's not like doing a show every night where you're constantly there, and so you forget that it's out there in the world. And so every now and then when I'm stopped by parents or at Shrek when I would have kids at stage who were waiting for me, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. You just forget that it's on, and you forget that it's now international all over the world.
Well, that's great. So tell them about where they can watch your television show other than New York City.
Yes, you can. Well, in every country, but if the best place to go is iTunes. If you go to iTunes and look up Johnny and the Sprites, you can actually order the full seasons.
Oh, wonderful!
And you can watch the whole season. Yeah.
Okay. So is it on tape too?
Yes, there's a DVD. You can go to Amazon. We have a DVD and a CD that's available. The DVD has like 5 episodes on it, and the CD was great to work on.
Do you have a website for Johnny and the Sprites?
I think Disney still does. I think if you go to playhousedisney.com,
okay.
I think it's still up there.
Okay.
I haven't been there in a while, but I think so, yeah.
That's great. So we got to get whoever it is that's holding back Johnny and the Sprites in New York.
That's right.
Really, write to them and tell them we want it in New York.
We want it back in the air.
Is it in the U.S.?
No, it's not.
Just not in the U.S.
It's not in the U.S.
All right, so someone has to write to someone to get it. So everyone, start a petition. Bring back Johnny and the Sprites to the United States.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, it was great. I mean, we were on the air for 3 years, and it's funny. I was sad that it's not on here, but I'm also kind of like, you know what? It was great for what it was, and it's neat to have so many kids and families that love the show so much. So and a lot of them are coming to see Imagination because of it. So
that's great.
I'm very grateful.
Okay, well, everyone has to go see Imagination and petition for Johnny and the Sprites to be in the U.S.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Corinne.